I don't object to the proposal, but it would be nice if they actually took the time through the course of the year to upgrade all the machines.
Okay. Great observation. Is there a motion to approve the contract?
I have a question.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Sorry.
Vivian?
So this company has been doing this for us?
Yes,
Okay, so it's just like a renewal?
it is.
Okay,
It is.
that's it.
In that case, Mayor, I make a motion to approve the IT support contract with the requirement of asking how they'll upgrade the machines when Windows 10 comes to end of life.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the IT services contract with Morrison Merrily with the understanding that we will get our machines upgraded to Windows 11. Is there any further discussion? Comments from the public? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you. Eric, sale of extra gravel.
Okay.
Do you remember what that is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. There was, when we did the alley project, we didn't have to dig out and build up as much because there was a good solid base underneath there. In the process of doing that, they decided that they would sell the gravel. The city already bought the gravel, and instead of them hauling it off and trying to do something different with it, we just simply paid the rate that was asked for it, and it was given to us. The thing with that, though, is that they built and left their stockpile out at Badger Materials in that, and they used that as their yard to ferry the gravel back and forth. Well, in the process of that excess gravel is still out there. I believe it's 257 yards. So it's come to the point now with that project long being done and everything else, we need to figure out what we want to do with it. Nate Brown approached me and he said that he would just buy it from the city for the rate that we already paid for it. And then that way I don't have the cost of hauling it back into town and then putting it in the alleys. It would, for me to use the pile that's there would take me forever to use. It's quite a substantial amount. And with the gravel that I have down there at the moment, I don't necessarily need any more. In fact, bringing it down and putting it in the or around the impound yard would make a pretty big pile that simply the city doesn't need. So it might be a good way for us to sell that gravel to Nate and be able to go forward with that. So
The initial price for that gravel was $28 a cubic yard. Contractor figured out it would cost them about $14 a cubic yard to haul it back. So they said, we'll sell it to you, we'll leave it here with you for $14 a yard. We sell that gravel pile at $14 a cubic yard, the city recoups it.
What was the $28?
That was
value?
the initial price.
But what we actually paid was 14?
Yes, because rather than the contractor haul it all back because it wasn't necessary, they left it here for 14. I believe Eric was thinking he would be able to use it, and then reality has set in, okay?
So at $14 a cubic yard, it represents a 100% recoup of the money for that gravel. I'm clear, thank you.
Yes, and this is before council because council has the authority to authorize the sale of city property.
In 2 years' time, you don't think you'll need a bucketload of it?
maybe a spoonful. The county this last year really helped stockpile all of our lime rock that we have and everything else down there. So it's one of those things I have quite a bit at the moment to use. So I'm actually sitting really good on materials for the alleys and that. So Yeah, and the other thing is too, is, I wanna try to get into a habit of trying to rehab what's there instead of continuing to add to it, you know, well, you're a prime example, you know, so, I mean, trying to make sure that we're being the best and wisest as we can with the resources that we already got there, so.
Are we required by any laws to put this out for bid?
No.
Can we arbitrarily sell it tonight, or do we have to actually announce the fact that a sale is coming?
The statute says the city council has the authority to sell,
We can dispose of any city property as we see fit. Okay.
and it's a council decision, not a mayoral or public works director decision. Otherwise, I will tell you, it'd probably be gone, because Eric and I believe it's a good deal for the city.
In that case, Mayor, I make a motion that we dispose of the excess gravel as described.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to dispose of the excess gravel as presented. Is there any further discussion? Comments from the public? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Under our pending business items, are there any updates at this point in time? I do not have any updates for you on any of those.
No.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
I would just comment quickly on the garbage on Broadway. Well, with me putting out the big 300s, the trash on Main Street this weekend was really well. I will admit though that I did empty it bright early Saturday morning, and then Mr. Hatfield did it really early Sunday morning. But it, unless someone else has heard something different, the trash with Rotary in general and especially on Main Street went really well. So I just wanted to
Can I
mention
ask
that.
a quick question?
Yes.
I had, thankfully, just one complaint,
Oh,
and that was that the garbage can across the street in front of Bread and Butter, it got blocked off just like the one in front of Townsend Hardware. The big can was put in front of Townsend Hardware, and I had a complaint that came in that said I'm expecting that to get piled up with trash because there isn't a trash can right next to it. And in fact, sure enough, some was left on top of the cover. Would it have made more sense to leave that small can uncovered to capture the trash, or to put a larger can over there, or do you think it makes perfect sense what happened?
I don't think it makes sense what happened, because that's part of what brought on putting the cans out for the big events. Maybe in the future, what I should do is put a 90 there, because it was a lack of sight on my part. I just counted one for each side of the block
Just
going down, and
Where you block a trash can,
Yeah.
you put a big one in front.
yeah, I just put a big one in front, and I forgot about the two being on that block.
I believe that would have addressed the complaint.
I believe so too, and I believe, like I said, I don't believe another 300 would have been necessary, because I want to be conscious of parking spots too, you know. So,
Well, and I had patiently explained to the lady that part of the reason for doing this is that enough trash was picked up that it made sense to use the truck instead of doing hand dumps as the small cans require. And she agreed with that, but just hated the look of the trash that would inevitably pile up on top of those boards. I reminded her that that would probably occur anyway, because it's human nature to put trash on a board when a trash can's sitting next to it. But yeah, if you end up throwing a 90 in front of it to save space, I think that would make everybody very happy.
okay, perfect. And I'm glad you brought that up, because for the ghost stroll or for the Christmas stroll, I won't do 300s, but I will be putting out 90s.
Personally, I think the program works great.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Thank you. Public comment? Second chance? Okay, Mr. Simon, do you have anything for us from fire? Okay. And thank you doubly for being here. Angie, do you have anything? Okay. JD?
No, ma'am.
Vivian?
I've had several complaints from different citizens about the tree watering. And there are trees either getting missed or trees that are mature that don't need water, and or she's watering at the base of a tree where the roots are out. And so that is all.
Okay,
Just pass it along.
Okay.
If that's the worst we gotta worry about, we're in great shape.
That's right.
so just to clarify, that the concern is that the watering's taking place at the base of the trees and
And watering
Washing
trees
the-
in people's
no,
yards.
washing
Sorry.
away dirt that's around the roots?
No,
The watering is ineffective because on a large tree, water at the base of the trunk isn't where the water needs to be. It needs to be out in the drip line of the tree.
Thank you.
and they've also complained about them watering trees in people's yards, and that should be the people's responsibility.
Okay. Okay,
That'll be an interesting response to hear though, because as I recall, Patrick has kind of taken personal interest in any tree he's planted, in a private yard or not.
I don't know what they do on their board.
You know,
I will pass the information on.
It's also worth asking, Mayor, if Patrick is still charging fees for the watering process. I know that Townsend Harbor pays annually a minor, it's like 25 or 75 bucks or something like that, to help offset the cost of the watering process. If those private homeowners are doing the same thing, this becomes a non-issue. That fly has in fact become a terror.
Yes, it has. I skipped right over Carrie.
I just want to point out that I included the expense to actual and revenue to actual and the cash report, so.
So, council, you can look at this at your leisure. It's through September, so it would be a quarter of the fiscal year for the parts of the city operation that are fairly level throughout the year. For example, water, sewer, garbage, that's ongoing. You can use that 25% as sort of a guideline as to whether there's cause for concern. There are a couple of funds that are 100% expended, and that is because money is already, for example, with the street money, that project was done, so that's expended. And for some of the funds that receive transfers of cash from the general fund, all of that, I believe, has been done, Carrie, or at
Not
least,
all of it, no.
at least maybe half of it?
Maybe.
Okay, so if any fund looks skewed or
Right.
too far away from that 25%, that would probably be the first reason. And if that reason is not the reason, then we'll look for an error, a coding error.
Yes, I did make the approved transfer from capital fire to fire protection
Yes.
today,
Okay,
so.
okay. Mr. Evans, you have something you wanted to say?
Well, I was just talking about those trees. I noticed that this time of the year, they go ahead and put a lot on it, just so that the water goes down there and you freeze us. The water freezes over the roots. Kind of supposed to help your winter, spring, or your spring coming up. So I noticed that she does that quite a bit in the fall.
Thank you. And I would like to report that I have in